We have an update tonight on a topic we covered last week, one that has received a lot of feedback. It involves a so-called culture war, in this case specifically books in school libraries. Now, challenges are on the rise in Oregon, and this particular discussion centers on the West Linn-Wilsonville School District. Now, some parents there are trying to get a set of 8 books taken off of shelves across the district. They cite the sexually explicit nature of some of the passages within those books, and yes, some of it is explicit to the point that we could not show or air it here on the story. So here's what's happened so far. The books were placed under review, meaning they were getting a look from a committee that's made up of parents, teacher librarians, other educators, and people from the community. So this evening, right now, in fact, there is a school board meeting about to get underway where the superintendent is set to talk about the review, expected to talk around 7:15. If we get an update at some point earlier or later, we'll bring that to you. Otherwise, we'll let you know how things go tonight, during tomorrow's show on the story. Meanwhile, let's get a look at some of your thoughts here, and let's just say your emails and voicemails contain their fair share of expletives and writing in all caps. The majority of your comments were against removing the books. So let's start there.
I have a real strong feeling about people who want to ban books that they don't approve of with school libraries or public libraries. There are all types of books for all types of people, and no one has the right to tell me, my children, or my grandchildren what they should or should not read. Sometimes I picked up a book and I'm going, this doesn't interest me at all. And other times I thought, wow, I never would have thought this book was so good. If you don't like it, fine, dandy, then don't check it out. Tell your children not to check it out. But do not tell me, my children, or my grandchildren that they cannot read a book.
All right, thank you, Judy. Now, here's what Chet said. These moms have no right to tell my kids what they're allowed to read. They are anti-American, spitting on the First Amendment and the freedom of everybody else to make their own decisions. Thanks for that, Chet. This next comment comes from someone who says they work within libraries in the Portland Public School District. Take a listen.
As an educator, I encourage parents to be involved with their children, but I want them to understand that some students need and want and find acceptance in those controversial books. Not all students are at the same level of maturity are going to be searching these out. Everyone has a genre that they're interested in, and reading a gay novel does not turn them into a gay person any more than reading a World War II novel turns them into a soldier. So there's enlightenment in both instances, and it helps to build familiarity with any subject, then that leads to empathy and understanding. So I suggest limit your own child's education if you have to, but please do not choose for others what they want and need to learn about.
All right, thank you, Diane, for leaving your perspective there. Finally, we heard from a 4th grader. A quick note, we did get permission from a parent to use his comment on the air. Here it is.
I'm a 4th grader and I love to read banned books. And I believe that there should not be a line drawn between which books you should read and which books you should not read. I believe that should be the choice between the students. And banned books have only made me more of a critical thinker. They've introduced me to many different subjects, and it's introduced me to the real world and how it really is out there. And I get it. They're easy to understand. They're very comprehensible if you understand them, and it's only changed me for the better.
Thanks, Sage, for leaving the voicemail. All right, so there were also a good number of you who agree with the group featured in the story that the books do not belong in public schools. Marika sent us her thoughts this morning. Quote, they are not requesting the schools ban curriculum books. They are asking that books containing R and X-rated content with sexually explicit content be removed. She went on to write, this is not about a religious point of view. This is not about a political point of view. And this is not about one's sexual preference. Those are her words there. This is about obscene, over-sexualized pornographic books that are being handed to our children at school, end quote. Well, thank you, Marika. Here's a voicemail from David.
I am against having anything sexually connotation or whatever in the school library. Our children are bombarded with porn every day because of the iPhones, because of the iPads and the different computers, and I am against the books being in the library.
Thanks, David, for that message. Let's hear from Kim, who wrote, why can't school be just that? school. Kids are already going to be getting into inappropriate things without us allowing this in the school. Good job, moms. Keep going. Many are cheering you on. All right, several of you also raised this point that Randall made talking about some of the explicit passages from the books. If you can't show them on your broadcast, why the heck are they in schools? Something to think about. Barb adds this: it seems pretty simple to me. If passages from the books in question have to be bleeped out on the nightly news, then they don't belong in publicly funded schools. All right, those are just a sampling of some of your thoughts. We got a lot, right? Again, the school board meeting's happening right now. We expect an update later this evening. We'll have that for you Tuesday right here on The Story.